Oh my god, guys, this game is so bad that I'm wearing this pink flamingo shirt to make up for it. Okay, not really. I just really like this shirt.
I'm going to be honest with you, I've got nothing here. This game has sucked part of whatever creative soul I have left. I was interested in making this video as it's one of the games I never got to complete back in the day, but I had to open the INI file and edit the max smooth frame rate just to complete the game. It's a goddamn train wreck, and a far worse one than I remember.
Okay, guys, so there's like, here's me, and I'm happy. I got the happiness on me. You can see it. And then there's me, and I'm playing the video game. This is the controller, and you can see that when I'm playing the video game, my happy turns to a frowny with really mad.
What in God's name have I done? What have I done? Where am I to go, now that I've gone too far? 2007 was a fantastic year for the FPS genre. Modern Warfare, Team Fortress 2, fucking Portal, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, The Darkness, Crysis, to a sad extent, the questionable Unreal Tournament 3's in Jericho, Metroid Prime 3, the list goes on. And the following year wasn't too terribly bad either. 2008 gave us Far Cry 2, and for good and ill, Fallout 3. But it was really a disappointing follow-up. Rainbow Six Vegas 2, Turok, Frontlines, and of course, Legendary. Brought to us by Spark Unlimited, this is a game I was actually interested in. First-person shooter about killing mythological creatures? Fuck yeah, sign my fat ass up. It promised everything I loved. Mythology, fast-paced gunplay, murder. What could possibly have gone wrong? Everything. Absolutely everything could have gone wrong.
To help make up for how sad this game is and how sad it makes me, I gave you guys a picture of puppies. To help make it more exciting, one of these puppies is going to die.
Have you ever played a game that you swore you'd played previously? Ever got that feeling that it had come out in a previous year? This is what Legendary is. It's a game released in 2008 that feels like it should have come out 2 years previous. From graphical fidelity to gameplay to janky, unskippable cutscenes to a silent protagonist, this game was an anachronism of its time. It looks like it should have came out in 2006. Fantastic gun models, though. We start off with a cold intro that has our hero touching Pandora's unshaven box and getting mystical powers, and also releasing all the monsters onto the Earth. And by all the monsters, I mean Slavic fairies, griffin, minotaur, parts of echidna, dodongo, werewolves, fucking spiders, and golem. It's an odd selection made even more odd by how repetitive the game is. It's only about 5 hours long, and yet it feels like a goddamn eternity. The arena-style movement is hampered by an unmanageable jump that only ends up working during a very limited sprint and simply shitty gunplay. You tend to see one enemy type throughout major portions of the game, with echidna tentacles spread throughout. The game is a long slog through heavily reused assets and uninspired level design. So we first come across a Dongo and a bunch of griffin when suddenly fucking street judges. No, it's just special forces of the guy who hired me to open the box, and now he's trying to kill me. What? Every piece of information in the game is delivered through an annoying PDA. Who's that guy? PDA. We just ran into him a second time? PDA updates. Good God, it's awful. It's especially awful when halfway through the game, incredibly minimalist cutscenes become more animated than a myriad needless positions I take in these videos. It's whiplash that had me laughing hysterically at nothing.
I told you one of these puppies was going to die. And it's your fault because you kept watching the video, so, this puppy right here is going to die. We're going to sacrifice him for Satan.
It's not a pretty sight. Most of the game is spent going between werewolves and fairies with stupid fire drakes scattered in. Later we get introduced to the spiders, who are nothing more than a nuisance. And nuisance really describes the game. It's incredibly easy until they throw in random bullshit brigades to auto-kill you. Werewolves take 30 hits to kill you, but gunfights end you in half a second. And the gunplay is shitty hit scan that doesn't even work half the time. Your special powers are Another huge letdown. You can draw anima to heal yourself and stun enemies. End of list.
Hey guys, look, it's the Gorgon from Enter the Gungeon. Look at her sexy snake lady boobies.
Good work, team! We just described the entirety of the gameplay. Shitty hallways, scripted spectacle, boring fights, bullshit fights. That's all there is to it. The only things that could be considered boss fights last about 30 seconds and are pretty much luck based on whether this attempt lets you win or not. The Griffin fight just has you spraying and praying, and the Minotaur fight pretends to have a hint of strategy, but you can't get behind the fucker. He's always facing you. The story is just as retardedly fucked. We're just constantly being whipped all over the place listening to random comm chatter that makes zero impact on the game. People try to update you on what they're doing just in time for your PDA to let you know what they just fucking told you. I seriously just ran through the game thinking that was how it was played, and I wasn't wrong. All the story is delivered so fast that it's obviously just trying to push you out the door. I would have loved to understand what was going on, but by the time we get anywhere, it ends. We kill the bad guy, our friends turn out to be assholes too, we escape, and Lady claims we can start taming the mighty Griffin. End credits. And good God, the credits music is so hilariously generic. I want to say more. I really do, but I have nothing to say. The gameplay is weak, as though it was designed for a different age. The aesthetic does nothing new and looks like an Xbox 360 launch title, and the story is just entirely lackluster and phoned in. And speaking of launch titles, this game's PC port is just sad. No 1080p. I know it was 2008, but PCs were pulling it off by that point. There's just so little going on that it's confusing as to what they were even thinking. And then you sit back and think about it. Heavy scripting, story that is meaningless, a failed attempt at an arena shooter? It's a game that came out too late. A couple years earlier and it might have been an okay game, but as it was, it's just garbage. I said I never completed the game before, and that's because at the time, I tried 3 different copies of the game and none played past the first Minotaur fight. Even on PC I had to do some finagling just to make it run, and even then, had to fuck with the INI files just to complete it. There's a reason this game was $3 when I bought it, and I want my money back. There weren't even enough glitches or failed scripts to make the game interesting to look at. They programmed so little going on, and you're constrained to such tight hallways, the only thing to laugh at are the completely awful werewolf textures. This game even failed at failing. It's a total drag of a shitfest. It can't even provide the shit for the festival. How do you fail so hard that you can't even fail properly? It looks like a total garbage shoot, but it's no different than something like Doom 3. It's maddeningly incomprehensible in its ineptitude. I don't know what it is with me in first-person shooters, but good God do I know how to pick the shitty ones. Anyway, I'm the Necroswanson, and this game has killed my ability to care.